But going through the village, you can't miss the temple of the god Hammon, still guarded by one obelisk 25 meters high. Its twin was given to France by Muhammad Ali in 1833. The temple at Luxor was mainly the work of two great pharaohs, Amenophis III and Ramesses II, between 1400 and 1250 BCE. With the sole objective of welcoming in the new year, the temple the Egyptians called Hammon's Southern Harem, by its sheer size alone, reveals the scale of the annual revels it housed. But despite its colossal dimensions fit for a pharaoh, Luxor Temple is considered small. To the north of the city, protected by two rows of ram's head monsters, is Karnak. This is the largest monument in the Egypt of the pharaohs. Really, to comprehend the splendor and richness of the Upper Egypt temples, you have to remember that the pharaohs brought back fabulous treasures from their African and Asian conquests, which they offered up to the god of gods, Ammon. The temples are the physical embodiment of these grandiose offerings. Since they considered themselves to be sons of God, the pharaohs linked their cult to that of the supreme divinity. It follows that every gift to the gods was also a gift to the pharaoh, since royal prestige and divine power were one and the same. And this is how the divinity through the temples became the richest property owner of the empire. And succeeding pharaohs were at pains to add even more columns and obelisks and rooms, new frescoes to associate their reign even more with the glory of God. As a result of this lavish effort, an incredible array of monuments was constructed in the course of 2 millennia, and we are far from piercing all their mysteries. Built in a style that does not span millennia, on a scale more human, the Luxor Museum displays the key pieces most representative of the history and art of Thebes. The West Bank in the days of the pharaohs was a fantastic world, inhabited only by high-ranking dead and the living in their service. Beneath two giant 15-meter-high statues, the Colossus of Memnon, Pharaoh Amenophis III traversed the centuries watching over the immense necropolis of Thebes. Today, there are modern means for observing peasant life in this region, which in the past was dedicated to the life hereafter. Gurna and Deir el-Medina, two small villages where the inhabitants go about their lives paying not the slightest attention to the ever-present tombs uncovered by the archaeologists. It's here that most of Thebes' high dignitaries were entombed. Rekhmera, Mau, Ramoz, whose tomb is covered with exceptionally beautiful bas-relief sculptures. The queens of Egypt, they repose in a valley where to date some 80 tombs have been found. Many are in need of restoration. One of the best preserved is that of a prince, a son of Ramesses III. Toward the western extension of the mountains, the people of Thebes made tombs for their pharaohs. In the Valley of the Kings, the burial places are constructed according to the same plan. The pharaohs brought to their final resting places overwhelming riches for the next life. These celestial house movings brought generations of grave robbers. The only untouched tomb was that of Tutankhamun. Precious objects found here take up several rooms in the Cairo Museum. Near the Valley of the Kings, a circle of rocks protects the temple built by the architect Senmut in honor of Hatshepsut, the pharaoh queen who deposed her son. "60 kilometers south of Luxor, an agricultural settlement groups its earthen huts. This is Esna. Atop the columns of Khnum Temple, the Ram God, an interesting detail, all the Greco-Roman capitals are different. Another curiosity, the many frescoes are accompanied by texts recounting the festivity rituals of the time. At Edfu is found the best preserved temple in all of Egypt. Dating from Greco-Roman times, it is dedicated to one of the greatest divinities of antiquity, the falcon god Horus, falcon of the sun, all-powerful and warlike, protector of pharaohs.